What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Keeping It 99 with your host, me and Isaiah.
Yep.
And this is episode 26.
Yeah, and today with us we have Dr. Samia Siha, who is a professor at Kennesaw State University. She graduated from Alexandria University with a bachelor's in electrical engineering, and then she got her master's degree in electrical engineering from Ain Shams in Egypt. She came to the United States and got a PhD in industrial engineering from Iowa State. After graduation, she went to the Northern Iowa University to become an assistant professor, moved to New Hampshire University, and then finally to KSU, where she continued her career that she still has till now. She got promoted all the way to a full professor, taught at all levels, published many articles at national and international journals, and was one of the first professors to introduce online classes in KSU back in 2002. So thank you, Doctor, for coming on the podcast with us. We really appreciate it. It's a blessing to have you with us here today.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
So today we're going to continue our success series, and we're going to talk about academic success. So how would you define academic success?
Well, I mean, I don't think academic success means just to get an A. And I'm talking to more like undergraduate students.
Yeah.
I guess that's maybe the audience that So because graduate school is a little bit different. So it's really important to be not just, read the books and get an A. You have to be well-rounded. And that will be reflected in the courses you choose and the activity that you do when you are in the school. And because the employers, they are really looking at not just an A student. I mean, an A student sounds good, but that's not all what they look at. They look at someone who knows how to be a team player, who can be self-motivated, can depend on himself or herself, can do the job, can understand the culture and be a part of it, and knows as much of kind of soft knowledge as much as the hard knowledge, if you know what I mean, I guess. Yeah. So that's all make the academic success. The academics, I mean, I'm from Egypt, of course. And in Egypt, everything was, to get an A. But that's, even in Egypt now, I left Egypt a long time ago, but even in Egypt, it's not valid anymore. Academics, it's important, of course, to pass, and to pass with a high grade. But alone, having an A, Dean's List and all that is not enough. It has to be complemented with other things. Also, I noticed that a lot of my students, when they try to find a job, they go and try to find a job that pays money. And I don't think that's the idea of working during college. Unless you want to support yourself, that's fine. But still, there is also, what did you learn? Unfortunately, a lot of my students work as like bartender. What do you learn? With due respect to everybody working this job, I don't think there is a lot of learning. So you may want to work a job like, waitress or whatever to get some money, but also you need to do something that's related to your major, to what job you want to have, even if it is not paying at all. But you take advantage of co-ops and stuff like that in order to get a job that's related to your major. So when you graduate, you are not starting from zero.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I also think that even relates to like when you're in high school applying for college. It's the same idea where it's like your grades and your SAT, like that's not the only thing that matters anymore. Like now, like it's very like extracurriculars. What do you do outside of school? What do you do in your community? What do you do, to like better the world around you? So, to build on that, I mean, what are your tips for like finding like good maybe internships, good co-ops, or just good things to do like within your community? Like, what are some tips that you would give to students?
I mean, one part is the career office in the school. I mean, try to, those people are paid to do that. So talk to them, nag them, try to get as much information, and they publish, jobs and stuff like that, and times when the companies are on campus. Every school is different. They sometimes they have a fair. They call it career fair, where companies come to meet with the students, and not just for the students who are graduating. They also want to meet students who are willing to do internship or co-ops or something of this sort. So that's one thing. But that's, as I said, it may or may not be working for you. Take advantage of your church community. Our church, either you go to St. Mary or St. Mark, are blessed with a lot of loving people who work in different areas and different branches, and talk to them. Talk to aunt or uncle, or they might be people just few years older than you. Talk to them. Don't be shy. And they will help you, and they will give you some tips, and they may not all agree on the same opinion, but try to talk to as many people as you can, and then form your own. It is really important to take advantage of the school community and the church community.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I think like our church has, like what you said, a very good, like tight community where like everyone is trying to help others. And sorry, I'm asking another question. It's like, what are your tips? This is kind of like a little bit off, like a little bit to the side. This is about grades. What are your tips for studying?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's another thing. It is very important to be organized and to have a schedule. And now, you guys are, in my days, we don't have iPhone, we don't have even, believe it or not, the laptop. I'm sorry, I'm old. But now on your phone, you can organize your time hour by hour. Time is, when you are a student, your time is very precious. Hour by hour, time for church, time for exercise, and time for fun. But don't forget to put all the requirements for every class. The date for the homework, I'm saying that because I'm suffering from a student, tell me that, oh, I didn't know that was due. It's not like secret. So make sure that you have all the due dates, and so you work accordingly. And you know that how many hours you need to study for the exam. I'm being realistic. How many hours you need to finish the homework. So it's very important to have a very tight schedule. It's not like, and one other thing, usually you start with the easiest subject or the subjects that you like, and the hard subject you leave it at the end, and at the end you're tired, and you hit it even more. And things will escalate, it's just not a good idea. Start with the hard subject when you're still fresh and your mind is still, not absorbing a lot of things. And don't be shy. The other thing that I noticed, that students, they don't go and ask professors. Not all the, I am from Kennesaw State University. We cater to our students. Not all the other schools are the same. I'm not going to talk about any other school. I just talk about Kennesaw. We are required to have office hours. And The only student who come to me in the office hour, unless they failed and they don't know what to do now, or it's just nobody come and or they want to argue grade, but nobody come and said, this part I just don't understand. Can you explain it to me? And professors are more than happy to do that. But I don't know why students don't go and ask professors. It's part of their job to help the students. And most of the school, they have tutoring service, free tutoring service. They, if writing is, your problem, they have writing center. I mean, it's just they have a lot of services that the student just do not use.
So it's like
I don't know if I answer your question.
Yeah, you did. So it's like take advantage of like the resources you have, and then like stay organized would be like the two like main tips if I'm not mistaken. So I agree 100% on the stay organized part. I feel like for me, what I've noticed personally is like as I've grown a little bit older now, I'm a senior in high school, like I've learned that organization is really, really key, especially that I'm like really busy with a lot of different things and a lot of different avenues that I put myself into. And so I agree like that hour by hour planning, like it's very, very, very important. And so Muna, I'd actually like to ask you as a fellow student, you're still new into high school, you're a sophomore, but like what are tips that maybe you can share with people maybe your age about like how to stay organized, how to study?
Manage your time. That's a very big one that my freshman year was very bad. I didn't manage anything. I didn't write anything down. I think, like you said, do the hard part first. Get home, do your homework, study for the exam that you have, do whatever you need to do to get that out of the way, and then enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, I think like prioritizing your time is definitely very important. So I'd like to ask you, Doctor, like as a professor, like how do you notice, like, because there's a lot of different priorities in life, right? There's a lot of things in life. You have school, church, for me, when we have the podcast, like a lot of people have so many different things
Sports,
that they're involved
maybe,
in.
yeah,
Sports, like there's so many things that people are involved in. So how would you suggest to prioritize, maybe like what are some tips in like figuring out how you should prioritize your time and your effort?
As a student, school should be number one. I mean, you have to make sure that you have enough time to finish the schoolwork. And if you don't get distracted, and that's very easy now, unfortunately. I mean, in my days, we didn't have Facebook and YouTube and texting and Instagram, and that's as far as I know. I'm sure there are many.
You got most of them.
Yeah. There's something called TikTok or whatever, TikTok. I've not been introduced to it yet. Yeah. But anyway, so try to limit distraction. I mean, even if you have to put the phone in a different room or put it in the closet if you are in a dorm room, and I mean, try to get the school work done first. And believe me, you will feel so good. And after that, as you said, you have time to have fun or to look at your phone and send text. But you can do both. I mean, you are going to get distracted. I'm reading a page of paper and it should take 5 minutes. If I'm working on my phone, it's going to take half an hour, which is just waste. And so, I mean, try really to limit your distraction. It's going to be painful first. It's going to be hard. Let us face it, we all are addicted in some different levels. So try to put it away and get the schoolwork done religiously. And then, you have time for fun and for other activities, which is very important. I mean, I will never tell you that it's going to be school and that's it. No. And you should be faithful to your church, serve or attend meeting, and that's good to be with your church friends, and all that you should do and you need to do. But if you have time, it's not like you don't have time. You have time. It's just manage it. If you have 2 classes and you have some time between them, you don't have time to go home or to your dorm. Most of the school, Kennesaw has beautiful libraries. And even more, we have a whole building just, furnished and just for the student to sit and study. I mean, there is tons of places, very quiet, that can have your computer, your book, your whatever, and sit and do your work. Just don't waste. This is valuable time.
But I have a quite controversial question. What do you say to other people that say school isn't for them? They want to pursue something else and school's not involved.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, you're asking the wrong person, of course, but it's like, you go and ask Abuna, people think that religion is not for me,
Yeah.
But I know some people, well, are they really, not capable of studying? Some people are not capable of studying. Or, the beauty about the system here, that you can take a year off, okay, and come back. But you have to be true to yourself, and this requires somebody who was very mature, not someone, the school is not for me, so I can spend time with friends and go out and come home at 1 in the morning, or that's I don't respect that. But if they think that there are certain things or certain talent they have, like music or whatever, and they want to really cultivate it, without going to school, or I don't know. As I said, I'm not very good at answering this question. I want to be honest, and I'm not aware of anyone of like my friends' children or my own children that got at this question. So I'm sorry that
No,
I
No, it's okay.
disappointed you.
I mean, I agree. It's a really hard question to answer. And I think my personal answer for it is school will never hurt you. Going to school, learning knowledge doesn't hurt. It'll still always be beneficial. So unless if there's something that is just an opportunity that you cannot pass up, that will literally change your life forever, unless if it is impossible to pass
if it is
up.
opportunity,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unless if it's that, you just stay in school, because there's always a benefit to it. Whereas not doing anything for a couple years, it's not as beneficial. But if you have an opportunity and you have to take it, just take it. But if not, stay in school. I think that's how I would answer it. But yeah, that's just my personal answer. But
Thank you for your help.
No problem, son. But I'd like to go back to the original conversation about prioritizing your time and prioritizing your activities and your events. How important do you think physical health and physical activity is to studying?
Very important. Very important. It's very important to have some form of exercise, even if you have it in your room. You don't have to go to a gym, and now gyms are available, and some of them are free and stuff like that. But you don't have to go to a gym. If you just you do some stretching or walking, or if you are in your parents' house, just shooting some basketballs or something like that. It's very important. After you do that, you'll feel like you double your energy.
Yeah.
So you're reading and you're doing something, and oh my gosh, I don't understand it. I can't. I read it. I have to go and do something. So you not go to the phone. That will make you sorry. I don't want to say the word. but go and walk, or run or do any physical activity is very important. Not just for health, but for your brain and for your whole being. Yeah.
I agree 100%. That's kind of why I asked the question. I mean, something I notice is when I'm like stuck on something, when it's school related, like I'll do something as simple as just going upstairs, getting water, and then coming back down. Like it's even just like simple things of just, simple things of just like kind of just like blocking out like what you just did,
Right.
just kind of doing something to like take you out of the routine. That helps a lot. So that's something I personally noticed. When do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, before I went to the gym, obviously, like I was seventh grade. It wasn't much to do, COVID, lockdown, all that. But I mean, once I started going to the gym, I felt like I was getting my life together, like back together. Like I felt like I was doing something productive with my day, and like I should do it more and more because it's helping me. So I think a form of exercise or something like that will definitely help you prioritize.
Yeah.
And it teaches you discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have to go.
Yeah.
You don't go just because you want.
And that actually leads me right into my next question, which is how important is discipline when it comes to academic success?
Discipline is important to everything, really. Everything in life, discipline is important to your academic success, your spiritual life, your, you know, exercise and activity, physical activities. Without discipline, just do whatever you like, whenever you want it, you'll never get anything done. So if I feel exercise, I will exercise. If I feel studying, I will study. If I feel reading the Bible, well, if I didn't feel, then just back to the phone. um, Discipline is very important, and that's why you have to have, not you have to, but most of the people will work better with kind of a written schedule, hour by hour, or day by day. Write exactly what you need to be done and just take it off the list every day. And this way you're not going to miss anything, and that will teach you discipline. Some people are disciplined by nature and some are not. So people who are disciplined by nature, they don't need much of writing and schedule and stuff like that. But if you are not, which is most of us, I guess, then you have back to the importance of rigid scheduling and timing.
I also feel like discipline it's also very big. It's very huge in one's life. I feel like without discipline, you just fall into a big trap of laziness and I'll do it later, and you procrastinate like with your schoolwork, and you'll just procrastinate until it gets worse, worse and worse.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're very, very right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I already know the answer, but procrastination or proactive? Like, which one do you prefer?
Of course, proactive. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some tips to not procrastinate? Because it's something that I know, at least when I procrastinate a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of other high schoolers procrastinate that I know. Like it's a very common.
Yeah.
It's almost just like normal at this point. So what are tips to not to stay proactive? Sorry about that.
Okay, what's to do? It's really important to look. I mean, the bad part of it. What will happen? Remind yourself, what will happen if I said, okay, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it the day before, and the day before, God forbid, you got sick or you got something else, in the way or whatever. So try to look at the bad part of it. Remind yourself that, something bad could happen if I did that, and remind yourself of the last time you procrastinate and something bad happened, and I'm sure you have some bad experience.
Yeah.
So remind yourself of that, and that can help you to And reward yourself. I mean, they always say about rewarding self. Reward yourself. If today you look at the schedule, oh my gosh, I did everything and I did it on time. So I deserve something that maybe a piece of chocolate or a bowl of ice
Yeah.
cream
Yeah.
or something bad like that.
Um,
or whatever, or watching a show that takes a lot of time usually, but I'm done. I can do it, Just reward yourself, not every day,
yeah.
just from time to time.
Can procrastinating be good at all?
No, no. Because the problem that all the bad habits, it grows, it gets worse and worse and worse, and it became the norm instead of the exception. And there's things that if you procrastinate to study for a test till, the night of, you don't have chance, it just, no, no. I don't think about anything that can make procrastination a good habit or a good thing.
And something that helps me to not procrastinate is my dad always says, like, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, you don't know, like, don't put it off till tomorrow because you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
So you have to prepare, I guess, prepare for the worst. Just get the things out of the way. And the best part is, if you get all your stuff done, tomorrow you can do whatever you want. If you're done on Friday, you can do whatever you want Saturday.
Exactly.
Instead of having to keep, and it's not
And instead of the other way around, I'm going to do whatever I want today and I will do it.
Yeah. Because then you don't have to think about it on throughout your day, and you can actually really enjoy what you're doing and really be in the moment. So I agree 100% about the procrastination. So I think that'll be all. So thank you very much, Doctor, for
so
coming
welcome.
on. Thank you very much. We really appreciated it. If you guys like this episode, please comment and subscribe.
Turn on post notifications.
And that will be all. So thank you.
Thank you.